Welcome to New Royal House of Pricey Cardboard. If you like us and you can't get enough of Halloween, let me stretch that event a little further with the second game with the horror Planechase deck I made. There was two cards I wanted to see in action that didn't get featured in episode 20, and so I came up with an evil plan to guarantee that they would show up. This deck is still shuffled, but the bad and good emblem will be placed 4th and 8th from the top. All players are aware of this, and I think this can be a really nice way to balance your experience. Want more time to set up? Put it deeper into the deck. Me and Kelly are joined today by Jenny and the golden voice of this channel, Mathieu. Jenny will be playing Tinybones, Trinket Thief. This adorable skeleton wants to set up a lot of enchantments and gain value off of our discards. It's not the meanest list you can make with Tinybones, but you will still be discarding. There's also an Elixir Thief inside. Playing another rogue and a thief as well, Kelly is bringing Anowon, the ruined thief, once more to the table. This YouTube superstar is a rogue tribal list. Most of the creatures are really hard to block and will get pumped with various effects. There's also a mill sub-team that can take out an opponent that gains too much life. Mathieu will be playing Meren of Clan Elta. This is a toolbox list looking to prevent players from winning until he can close the game with Mikaeus and a good ETB or a big expels with a ton of mana. This is exactly the kind of deck that can benefit a lot from the effects in the Planechase deck, so everyone must be aware of this slight advantage. Finally, I will be playing Azor, the Lawbringer. Probably not the wisest pick considering the horde of zombies that is about to crash on my battlefield, but I like a good challenge. If I can get to the point where I can heal with my commander's ability, I think I can make this work. This is a control-y deck in blue-white with a Voltron sub-team to take player out with Azor. On my last touch-up, I cutted a couple of board wipes for more swords to make the deck less grindy. My opening hand contains Supreme Verdict, Sapphire Medallion, Mana Crypt, Gilded Lotus, Dovin's Veto, Irrigated Farmland, and a Prairie Stream. Now this is quite the opening hand. Even if my two first turns are tapped lands, when I start ramping it's gonna go fast and I will hopefully be able to refill my hand with my commander after that. The Supreme Verdict could be interesting if things are out of control before casting Azor. Kelly's opening hand contains Thieves Guild Enforcer, Sphinx Tutelage, Fraying Sanity, Choked Estuary, Mystic Sanctuary, a basic island, and a basic swamp. All non-land cards currently in her hand mill our opponents. If she can get the right zone, I'm sure she could mill somebody quite quickly, especially with Fraying Sanity. With 4 lands, it's a pretty safe keep. Mathieu's opening hand contains Dread Return, Elvish Reclaimer, Wood Elves, Common Tower, Woodland Cemetery, a basic forest, and a basic swamp. It's an okay hand, I think. The Reclaimer is very strong since he is running a lot of powerful lands like Cabal Coffers, but he will need something to either draw cards or sacrifice creatures to get the engine started. The Planechase deck could really help with that. Jenny's opening hand contains Demonic Tutor, Bone Miser, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Decree of Pain, and 3 snow-covered swamps. Overall, a pretty good hand, I think. Demonic Tutor is always nice to have, and the Bone Miser can give her a couple of zombies to fight the wild zombies. She gets to start this match. At the first down, we start a series of unfortunate events with Maddening Pain, a mind crank for all players at the table. Morning comes in 8 upkeeps. Jenny land drops a snow-covered swamp, and I land drop an irrigated farmland. Mathieu land drops an expensive common tower, and use it to cast Elvish Reclaimer. Kelly land drops Choked Estuary and end the first turn. Jenny land drops another snow-covered swamp, and cast her commander, Tinybones, Trinket Thief.
Tinybones does not steal, he provides for his family.
I land drop a Prairie Stream tapped, and Mathieu land drops Woodland Cemetery tapped as well. He goes into combat and sends Elvish Reclaimer to Kelly. Reacting to attackers, Kelly casts Thieves Guild Enforcer. Entering the battlefield, her opponents mill 2 cards. She does not block and take 1. She mills 1 because of Maddening Pain. Kelly untaps and then drops a swamp. She casts Wayfarer's Bubble and head into combat. She sends Thieves Guild Enforcer to Mathieu. Morning comes and we reveal the next zone, Attack of the Cadaver Worm. The Enforcer dies to the static -1/-1. Morning will come in 4 upkeeps. Jenny land drops a snow-covered swamp and casts Words of Waste, a really good piece when Tinybone can draw up to 3 cards a turn cycle. I land drop Nimbus Maze and cast Mana Crypt. I then cast Gilded Lotus, and through the screams of terror from my opponents, I cast a Sapphire Medallion, ending my turn. Mathieu land drops a Strip Mine. He then casts Wood Elves. The 1/1 creature dies to the worm, but entering the battlefield, he fetches Overgrown Tomb to his board. Katie then drops Exotic Orchard. She cracked the bauble for an island and pass. Morning comes and we reveal the event card, Danse Macabre. A living death with split second. Oh great. Thanks to Kelly, we get some stuff back. I get Reflector Mage, Mathieu gets Wood Elves, Crypt Gas and Acidic Slime, and Kelly gets the Enforcer and the Frog Tosser Banneret. Kelly's triggers resolve first and mill us for 4. Mathieu then fetches a basic forest from his deck and destroy my Gilded Lotus. Finally, I return Crypt Gas to his hand and he can't cast it next turn. Jenny then gets to play her turn, and then drops one more Snow Swamp. She recasts Tinybone. Since events are one-time effect, we have reached the first checkpoint. The new dawn reveals that we've been spotted. I then go to my upkeep and Mana Crypt deals me no damage. I then drop Hypno Rivulet and cast my commander, Azor, the Lawbringer.
Be still.
From now, each player's upkeep would add a survival counter on the emblem, sending us more zombies. The emblem is active for the rest of the game and we carry on with the deck. The next checkpoint is the positive emblem in 4 cards. For our new zone, we reveal Explosives. Morning comes in 8 upkeeps. Mathieu rolls for the zone and escapes it. The new zone is Infectious Beast. Now, following the logic of other zones, this should apply to the zombies from We've Been Spotted, but we missed that interaction. Morning comes in 8 upkeeps. Mathieu then drops a swamp and casts his commander, Meren of Clan Elta.
May all the cairns of John be doubled.
Going into combat, he gets a single zombie and blocks with Wood Elves, gaining an experience counter. At his end step, Meren triggers and brings back the Elvish Reclaimer to the battlefield. Kelly then drops an island and casts Una's Blackguard, a very good card in Rogue Tribal. Entering the battlefield, the Enforcer mills us for 2. She then casts her commander, Anowon, the Ruined Thief.
Why is the coins gone?
Entering the battlefield, we mill again and Anowon gets a +1/+1 counter. Mathieu mills Mikaeus, the Unallowed, which is a pretty important piece for his deck. Heading into combat, Kelly gets 2 zombies and blocks them. She then sends the Enforcer to Jenny. She mills 4, including a creature, and Kelly draws. Jenny casts Worn Power Stone. Passing by her combat step, 3 zombies are unblocked. At my upkeep, I roll for Mana Crypt, no damage. I then cast Weather Wayfarer and follow it up with Aura of Silence. I go to combat and block 2 zombies, taking 4. I then send Mathieu my commander. After combat, Mathieu activates the Reclaimer, sacrificing a swamp and fetching Phyrexian Tower. He was going for Urborg, but he milled it earlier. I rolled the zone die and hit a 6, successfully escaping the zone. The new zone is Nightmare Halls. I pay a generic to reroll the zone die, trying to exile Mathieu's graveyard with the Chaos effect. I roll a 5, escaping the halls as well. We reach the second checkpoint, Brace Against Darkness, the second emblem of the deck. Each player can pick a non-black color. The corresponding effect will be granted to all of his or her creature for the chosen color for the rest of the game. Mathieu picks green, Kelly picks blue, Jenny doesn't get anything sadly, and I pick white. At the new dawn, we reveal the event card. The answer must be in here. This is an ad nauseum for the whole table and no one can stop until they reach at least 20 life. Mathieu gets a Forest, Bane of Progress, Midnight Reaper, and Birding Pod, losing 13. Kelly gets Changing Outcast, Reconnaissance Mission, Ghostly Pilferer, Heroic Squad, and Notion Thief. Jenny gets Myriad Landscape, Rise of the Dark Realm, 2 Snow Swamps, Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, Phyrexian Arena, and Liliana's Caress, losing 14. I get an Island, Temple of Enlightenment, a Snow Plains, Guildmage Forum, Ghost Quarter, Thieving Skydiver, Ghostly Prison, Talia's Lancers, and a single combat, losing 15. Mathieu then gets to his actual turn and land drops Tainted Wood. He then sacrifices Acidic Slime for 2 black, gaining an experience. He casts Bane of Progress. It sadly resolves and entering the battlefield it destroys all the artifacts and enchantments, gaining 4+1/+1 counters. He must pass by combat and blocks with Meren, the Bane, and Reclaimer. At his end step, Meren brings back Duplicant to his hand. He discards 2 end size, and we make a small mistake thinking Tinybones would give Jenny a draw. This does not impact the game in any way. At dawn, we reveal the next zone, Sunset. Survival, 4 upkeeps. Kelly starts with combat. She blocks a zombie with Anowon and Enforcer, taking 10. She then sends the Blackguard to me and the Enforcer to Jenny. Neither of us mill a creature, giving Kelly no draw. Kelly then casts Changeling Outcast. Entering the battlefield, we mill 2 for the Enforcer and it gets a +1/+1 from the Blackguard. She then drops a Dimir Aqueduct, returning a basic to end. She followed it up with Erwig Squad, paying the prowl cost. Entering the battlefield, the Enforcer mills us 2 more, and Kelly fetches Matthew's library for 3 cards to exile. She chooses Gary, Avenger of Zendikar, and Massacre Worm. After that, she casts Scheming Symmetry, picking me as the lucky tutor teammate. I expect to never see that card in my hand, so I go for something nice but not too nice. She then casts Ghostly Perforer, milling us 2 as I expected. Jenny untaps and then drops a Snow Swamp. She casts Bone Miser, but going to combat, she gets taken out by 7 menacing zombies. Scavenge triggers on the emblem and removes half of the counters rounded up from it. At my turn, I activate my Whifferer to fetch my Nykthos to hand. I then net drop it for a turn. I go to combat as well, and I block a zombie, taking 8. I'm too scared that Matthew might remove Azor during combat. This will reduce my devotion by 2 for Nykthos. I go to my second main and cast Single Combat. In reaction, Kelly uses her emblem ability to tap a blue creature scrying 1 twice, and Matthew gives Persist to his Elvish Reclaimer. I pick Azor, Matthew picks Meren, and Kelly picks Anowon. Matthew gains 2 experience counters. Matthew then drops a Forest and casts Dread Return. He brings back Acidic Slime, destroying my Nykthos with the ETB. He then sacks the Reclaimer for 2 black and casts Birding Pod. He then pays 1 plus 2 life to activate the pod, sacrificing the slime for a Noxious Gearhulk. Entering the battlefield, he destroys Azor and gains 6 life. Heading into combat, he can only block a zombie as well, taking 10. He then sends Meren to me for 3 points of damage. At the new down, we reveal Hellish Descent. And at Kelly's upkeep, she gains a 6/6 demon with Flying, Trample and Haste that deals 6 to her. She can't skip her combat and die to the unstoppable army of zombies. Scavenge triggers and brings back the number of invasion counters to 4. We then go to my upkeep and a big demon comes down and takes me out of the game. Looking back at this game, the final turn was really interesting. I was thinking that without the ability to cast a creature, Matthew was sure to die. I didn't take into consideration that Jenny's death would reduce the number of attacking zombies to Matthew, and with Dread Return and Birding Pod, he managed to both get a creature in play and destroy my commander. There was no way I could come back from this with my 3 remaining lands. My game stopped as fast as it started. The Bane of Progress really did put a stop to my progress. Jenny had a pretty rough game. To be fair, I did warn them that creature-focused deck would probably be better for this type of gameplay. It was made even worse when she couldn't get a bonus from Brace the Darkness. The reason why the original enchantment has no black bonus is because I figured that black players would already be at an advantage from all the milling and graveyard action. But this, in a way, brought Golgari to the best position in the color pie. Finally, Kelly had a pretty good game. Her board was really going somewhere, but the single combat left her completely open. Scheming Symmetry is a really good card in this deck. You turn this very affordable rare into a vampiric tutor. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This was the last episode with the Halloween deck. I think that I will try and balance it a bit before putting it away. I could take it out on special events or on next Halloween. Make sure to leave me a comment. What did you do this year for Halloween with all the lockdown rules? I answer to everyone. We are on our way to 400 subscribers, so make sure to help us get this next milestone if you're not already part of the House of Pricey Cardboard. See you soon and take care, my friend.